Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, friends of social media. We're back. Taco Tuesday is officially back. We took a 1 week break. I was too full with tacos, so I had to take a break to recharge. But I am so glad we're back. We got our friend Marleny here. Marleny, please introduce yourself to our friends, our fans in our little social media world. Please take the floor.
Well, Mario, thank you so much for having me today. It is a pleasure to be here with you all. My name is Marleny Gomez. I am a realtor here in the greater Phoenix area. I like to say that I love being involved in our community by giving back. I am a servant leader, and it's a pleasure being here with you today.
Tell us, Marleny, tell us a little more. Give us a little more dirt on you, because I know you do more than just real estate. Because I know you're part of like 5,000 organizations that do so many things. Give us the scoop. Like, we want the scoop of you. We want the truth of you.
Well, to start off, I am a Marine Corps veteran. I started my service there right out of high school and learned really fast that being a servant leader is very important, not only to our families, but also to our communities. And in addition to that, when I got involved in real estate after 18 years of being in the healthcare industry, I wanted to pursue what my passion was, which is advocating for families, advocating for anyone that needs help. And being a realtor not only has allowed me to do that by giving back, but I am involved in Women's Council of Realtors. I'm also involved with NARAP, which is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. I am involved with VA Rep, which is also an association that helps veterans, and involved at the local association. And now I am actually also in committees at our state level, which is the Arizona Realtors, and a committee also at the national level. So for me, is advocating for our families here in the greater Phoenix area is very important. I want to make sure that we can give back, but not also that, just elevating the bar to allow other Latino realtors, Latino lenders, Latino strategic partners to learn that there is a lot of availability, there's a lot of opportunity for growth within leadership at the state level, at the local level, within your communities and the communities that we serve. So I think it's important to have the voice out there and advocating, whether it's for families or whether it's for the people in our industry.
So being this powerful, servant leader, obviously you've had to kick down a lot of barriers to get to where you've gotten to. I mean, I can relate also, as a Marine Corps veteran, I can relate to the some of the things that female Marines don't get to do, right? And the and some of the troubles that you go through, and some of the roadblocks that you hit while you're in service. So how did the Marine Corps kind of give you that step to like push through these barriers, right? Like, because now you're part of all these committees, right? Where you're no longer in the chair, you're at the top of the helm leading. So how did that kind of make you a little more powerful? Or how did it help you? How did it guide you?
So I have to share that, within the Marine Corps, the things that you learn, right? It's not only about what you do for yourself, but what you do as a team. Yeah. And getting to the greater good and making sure that you get to that finish line. You're not the only one that's going to be able to do it by yourself. It takes a whole effort, a team effort, right? That really structured my motivation moving forward. I knew that if I could get through the Marine Corps and training as a female, being 5 foot tall, less than 100 pounds, I knew that I could get through anything in life. So to me, that was my first step of saying, if I can overcome that, I can overcome anything. No matter what roadblock is put in front of me, I take the challenge. Nice. And I feel that empowerment and that voice can resonate through so many levels and so many organizations that's what we need now. Yeah. We need people to empower us. We need that type of leadership, that type of encouragement to be spread across, because I feel like in our female part aspect of it, we don't really get that. When you have females in these type of roles, they don't want to share the wealth. They don't want to share the knowledge. And to me, it's all about sharing. Yeah. It's all about helping that other individual up and bringing them so that they can learn to be better than me. Yeah. Right? So to me, the Marine Corps really set a lot of structure in my life and a lot of motivation just to teach me that I knew I can get through anything. It doesn't matter what it is.
So how do you balance, being a real estate agent, being on 5,000 committees, and then being a wife, a mother, right? Like your schedule's probably a little all over the place. I'm assuming, but I'm also assuming that you probably have some kind of like set way of handling all your things.
Yes.
So where
does balance come to life?
Where does balance come? Yeah, where does balance come? When you're trying to do so many things for so many people.
Well, the key to that has actually been planning. I have my organizer, whether it's on my computer, whether it's my planner, I have everything color coded.
Okay.
So family time is purple for me. My kids, I have 3 children who play sports, and college student, elementary school, junior high or high school, to me, it's balance has to be planned. Mm-hmm. So I color code everything. I want to make sure that I don't overwhelm myself with my committee work and the organizations that I'm with. I actually plan ahead. I plan a year ahead.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of organizations have, conventions and things like that. So I pre-plan all that, birthdays, vacations. Family vacations is a big one for us. We have to plan ahead. Right now we're looking already at 2023, what we're doing in the winter. So because I want to plan around everything else, right? So that I can attend and make myself accessible. But I think that the important thing is not overwhelming yourself and not overcommitting yourself. Learning to say no so that you don't overcommit with your involvement at any point.
And I think that's hard for a lot of us, right? Because we are servant leaders and we always want to say yes, we want to help. But sometimes, we stretch ourselves a little too thin and then we end up dropping the ball on some things. And I think that's where we have to learn that, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, maybe the next go around I can help.
Yes.
Because we do find ourselves doing that. I find myself doing that all the time as, now as an owner and as a mentor to other brokers and to other people in the industry. I catch myself on phone calls and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I had planned this much for this much person, and you kind of go over these things, but I'm not a part of that many committees that like I look at where you've been, where you're going, and then all these, I think the biggest one for me that stands out is the Women's Council. Mm-hmm. I think for me that it set the bar for you. Or the other organizations are phenomenal, but I think you taking the lead in the Women's Council, I think that was a phenomenal move on your part. Because I know a little bit about you personally, and our conversations have been great. She does yell at me, guys. I'm sorry. And it's okay. It's okay because I learn by being, conversational. I learn by listening to people's opinions on different things, and that's how you learn. That's how you grow. You don't grow by staying, stuck in the same place.
Right.
So, hats off to you. Hats off to you for everything you're doing, everything you're gonna do for your vacation in 2023. That we're gonna plan. We're gonna plan it today, guys. We're gonna plan it. We're gonna plan it around tacos. It's gonna happen.
Right.
Right now the industry's a little hectic and crazy, and people are. I call it. They're panic. They're in panic mode. Right. Rates are going up. They say there's no inventory. All this crazy madness. So I'm like, let's pause the panic. Right. Let's pause the panic. Yes, the rates are going up. Is that going to change the power of buyers? Yes. Is it going to last forever? No. Will it help inventory? Yes, because some buyers are going to fall off the grid, unfortunately, which means there's going to be less competition in the purchase field. How do you tell your clients to pause the panic, right? Because I have my style, right? And how do you, in conversation when they're watching the news or when they're watching their comadre who got a 2% last 2 years ago, that's telling her she's getting screwed on a 4.5% or 5%. How do you
manage that?
Bring them back down to where you want them to be a homeowner, because that's how they build financial wealth. That's how they build family legacy.
So one of the ways that I stop the panic is literally the issue is not just saying we don't have inventory, because inventory there is.
Yeah.
Okay, we have inventory. What's happening is we have a surplus of buyers right now. We have over 260 people individually moving to Arizona daily. Daily, okay? 260 plus people moving to Arizona daily right now. So think about that. When they're coming in from other states with cash in their hand, that is that competition, because they're coming in with higher down payments or buying cash.
Yeah.
Now, we do have inventory. Now, not as much as we've had in the past, but at the same time, buyers are feeling like I'm out of the ball game because I don't have the cash. I don't have, the ability to come up with X amount of money, right? Or appraisal waivers, which is a huge thing right now.
Yeah.
That scares a lot of buyers away, and I understand that. But at the same time, rates are still at an all-time low.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're gonna buy now is the time to still try.
Yeah.
What my suggestion is, and if you, I can share an article that came in from NAR, was saying how to structure that offer, right? How can I work with my lender, my trusted lender, to say, let's go ahead and do everything for the buyer and making sure that we can maybe provide the LSU, the loan status update, along with the offer when it comes through, so that they can see that all the docs have been done, right? That you've been through underwriting already and you've been pre-qualified for that full amount. Because when they see that all of that has been done, as a seller's agent, they're gonna say, wow, this agent has already done everything for their buyer. They're working with the lender and everything's ready to go. They're more apt to taking that offer, knowing that you are going to be able to close it in possibly even under 21 days.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, I see your turnaround time has been under 21 days.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
We've set the bar pretty hard for our team. We set the bar at 21 days when we started, and it was just myself and Jeanette. And then the bar got lower. We brought in Areli, and then we set the bar lower. And I think we're at 13 and a half days right now, which is a big power move for a buyer. It's like, I have conversations with real estate agents all the time. They're like, can you close it in 13 days? I'm like, well, I closed the last one in 11. So yeah, now. And
that's financing.
And now it's
like,
normal. Now it's normal for me to say 13 days, and you are going to have files that have, some hiccups. There's things that happen that we can't control, right? Stuff with the property. I can't control. Appraisals. I can't control.
Appraisal delays.
Appraisal delays. I just closed a deal in Yuma, and it took 4.5 weeks to get an appraiser out there.
Yeah.
So believe me when we say that we try to close as fast as we can, we do. But there are circumstances that are beyond our control. Property being one, appraisals being another.
But it's nice to see that LSU.
Yes.
When you attach it to an offer and they say all documents have been submitted, everything's been done except the appraisal, because now that the seller's agent can say, hey, look at this offer.
Yeah.
They already have been vetted. It's pretty much same as cash because they've gone through everything and underwritten, and it's good to go. Yeah,
and that's the beauty of like having, multiple go-to lenders, right? In the broker world, we can submit a full file with a to be determined address, get a full approval, get that client cleared out, and literally we put in a contract, appraisal, title, and we're out the door. It's a huge advantage. I know a lot of retail lenders do that also, but if you're an LO, you're not taking advantage of that, you're behind the game.
Yep, and I think that's one of the most important things is choosing the right loan officer to work with, because truthfully, when you have someone like Mario here who is committed to making sure that the process is smooth for your clients, what better way to go, right?
Yeah. So and it works both ways, right? It works for us with realtors the same way, right? I try to stay in my lane when it comes to contracts and those type of things, because I rely heavily on real estate agents, because you are the subject matter experts, and sometimes people go, well, why don't you just kind of tell the realtor what you, I'm like, no, that's their job. This is their job. I need to count on them as much as they count on me. And that LSU is very powerful. But we find ourselves in this panic mode, right? These buyers, some agents that just go into full panic mode because they're struggling. And it comes to a point where people's physical and mental health come into play. And, recently we lost a good friend of ours. Took on a lot on his plate, was a mentor to a lot of people, but overwhelmed himself mentally and physically, and it was his ultimate demise. For me, I took the last week and I really took a moment to look not only at myself, but the people around me, and re-engage with them to make sure they're okay, make sure they're going to the doctor, make sure they're doing these things that we say we're going to do, but we never do, right? Because we're all tercos and we think we're
invincible.
20. We think we're 20 years old and it doesn't happen, right? And the conversation was very real, and there was a few of us that were talking that we hadn't seen a doctor in 3 or 4 years, but we work 15, 16-hour days.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, for me, you know, I always preach on our show, you know, to the LOs, to people out there, if you're struggling mentally, physically, find somebody, find your doctor, find your priest, your pastor, your significant other, you know, to reach out to us. You know, I always put it out there for veterans, you know, if they're struggling, reach out to me. You know, I don't mind having that conversation with them. We know the struggles that come with being in the military, you know, being away from home, all the other things that happen while you're overseas and during, you know, times of conflict that we have to deal with when we come back. And not everybody understands those things. But, you know, I'm always preaching, you know, go out there, find help, get help, you know, because we want everybody in the game. You know, I want everybody at the table, you know, and it's a friendly competition, right? It's a friendly competition between realtors and loan officers to be the best in their market. Right, that's always healthy, but when we're not taking care of ourselves physically and mentally, I think we need to reassess that and remember that we're people at the end of the day.
Right.
You know, we're people at the end of the day, and you know, to our friend Teddy, dude, we miss you. It's been a hell of a week. You know, but you know, we move forward in his honor. We move forward using his knowledge, using his mentorship, his coaching. You know, to the next gen family, you know, Clear Clothes is here to help. You know, I know everybody has come around. You know, anything you guys need, you know, we're here. You know, I got friends, you know, all over the place that are asking how they can help, and I'm like, reach out to Next Gen, reach out to the team.
Yeah.
And it's super important, you know, because he was the first of our group, you know, to pass, and I think that's where it really hit home for all of us.
But one thing that I have to say is that, you know, I feel through this you know, unforeseen circumstance, right, that's happened, we are able to have that conversation of going back to us, like, why are we not being taken care of? Why are we not taking care of ourselves? And that's a big eye opener. Yeah, you know, we days after we've been meeting and having these conversations, because you're right, mental stress can take on a lot of different hardships, whether it's on yourself, whether it's on your family. So what can we do to protect ourselves, to stay healthy, and to really do go get that physical, do go get that, you know, checkup, because we never know what's going to happen. Yeah, we never. I'll tell you, like, my cholesterol was pretty high the last time I checked, so I am, you know, on a diet. And myself, you know, and that's been almost a year now. So.
Yeah, and I do the same thing. You know, I go to the doctor once a week. You know,
once a week.
I live at the doctor's office, so my family's very prone to a lot of illnesses. So when I was 25, I had heart surgery, which, you know, that combined, you know, with our family's high cholesterol, high blood pressure, puts a lot of things, you know, a lot of stress on my body that there's constant monitoring. And, you know, I don't mind sharing it because it's the truth. You know, I go once a week, I get these checkups, and they're like, okay, you're good. This is high, this is low, this is what we need to do. But it's what keeps me in the game. You know, and then I have my mentors that I talk to about my mental, you know, my stress, the stress about being an owner, the stress of, you know, my PTSD from being in the service, those type of things. So, you know, I can speak to this because I do it.
Right.
You know, and, you know, I don't speak to things that I don't know or that I'm not doing myself. So, yeah, I'm there once a week, you know, doing what I got to do so I can be around for my family, my friends, you know, my business partners, everybody that's around us. So now I think it's, you know, a perfect opportunity for all of us to realize that, you know, losing a good friend of ours, to do that, you know, so we're all here, you know, when we're 85, 90 years old, making fun of each other because we're all old and not 85 or 90 years old, you know, and, you know, diet's a big part of it. And unfortunately, I am the diet record.
Right when we're about to eat all these wonderful tacos.
So in keeping with Taco Tuesday tradition, in support of our local community, you know, this time we went to Los Vaqueros. I'm going to give you their exact address because I'm horrible with the addresses. They're on 3404 North 24th Street. So I brought them in, and David from Vens Media, so huge shout out to Vens Media as always. He's already eaten there, so he said they're really good. Okay. So we already have one biased opinion. But because you're our guest, you get to pick one of each. I don't care. Try them. Tell me if they're good. Tell me if you would take your husband and your kids to go eat there. If they're not good, it's okay. You know, we'll reach back out to Vaqueros and tell them why. and hopefully they change the recipe.
Exactly.
So grab one, and then as you're grabbing one, guys, if you're looking to purchase a home, refinance, give us a call. We're always available. If you need a real estate agent, Marleny's your girl. If you need, if you need some coaching, she's it. If you need to be lectured, she's it.
I want to end with what that my mom always said to me is, and I'll say in English, but
you can say it in Spanish. It doesn't matter.
She would say, "Mija, si tú no te cuidas, nadie te va a cuidar."
Yeah,
okay,
it's true.
If you don't take care of yourself, nobody's going to do it for you. So here we are taking care of everyone else and doing things for others, being servant leaders. But we have to know that we have to take care of ourselves and our mental health and our bodies in order to be successful in what we do and to continue doing what we love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So guys, if you need somebody, reach out to us. Go ahead and put some salsa, lemon, whatever you want. Give that thing a whirl. Oh, you have to. No, it's part of the contract that you sign when you walk in the door.
Okay.
So let's open these up so we can get some shots of these. Let's see. Which one's this one? This one's the adobada, I think. Oh yeah, look at that. Here's some tripa ones. Let's see, what's in here? Chicken.
All right.
All right, give that thing a whirl. And then here's some shrimp ones. Let's see, go ahead. I'm over here just opening boxes. I want to see what's in here. So David's behind the camera today. So if the video looks a little crazy, it's David's fault. It's okay. I'm allowed to blame him because AJ's not here. So AJ, you owe me.
Good.
Name?
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Good enough to drive to them to try them out, or
I gotta try some more.
All right, grab. What do you want? There's carnitas. There's fish, shrimp.
I'm gonna try that one.
The tripas. All right.
Wait, that's tripas?
Yeah, that's tripas.
No, I'll try. Okay. Was adobo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try one of those.
There you go. Grab one of those. So again, to my LOs, to my realtors, my title agents, insurance agents, everybody out there. We know times are tough. We know, things are happening. But if you're struggling, reach out to the team. Reach out to us. We don't mind helping you guys out. We don't mind having a conversation with you if it's gonna, bring you some common peace. And if you need to find someone else, find your doctor, find your priest, your pastor, your significant other, your loved ones, somebody. We want you mentally in the game. I keep preaching this and people keep saying, why do you keep doing it? I'm like, I don't want the feeling that I had last week, because of something we can take care of, something we can do on our own. We can't control certain, outcomes, but some of them that we can. So how was that adobada one?
This is good.
Yeah? Is it better than the carne asada?
Yes.
Okay.
For me, it is.
Okay.
I like
No, you're the judge, so you get to say yay or nay. This is how we roll here. So, again, this is Vaqueros Carne Asada. They're on 3404 North 24th Street. Huge shout out to them. Thank you for, supplying us with the tacos. Next week, we'll have another batch of tacos. If you want to come back next week for more tacos, we'll be here.
I like coming on Tuesdays, yeah.
So, from us at Clear to Close, from our family, to your family, hopefully, everybody stay safe. We're going to get through this little grind of the industry. And then, we'll all be back, in the next couple weeks, kind of healthy, happier, and, ready to keep moving along. But Marleny, thank you so much. I wish you nothing but success. I mean, you are such a powerful individual. I could speak about you for hours, but David won't let. But David won't let me. So
he's like,
David's like, cut it short, bro. You're out of here. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Marleny, thank you so much again. And
thank you, Mario. Thank
We'll
you for having me. Appreciate it.
Mario, let's look at the shirt today.
Oh, I forgot my shirt. Yeah, look at my shirt today. So this is my taco shirt for today. So right now I have about 40 different shirts for Taco Tuesday. So you guys are gonna get a new one every week. So we'll see you guys.